Sometimes I be right in your face and hit like Genjutsu in place. That's how it be though. Nothing but great effort just to get a C though. Eyes watching but we never seem to be though. So after the latest episode of My Hero Academia, episode 49, you know what episode I'm talking about, okay? The My Hero Academia All Might versus All for One episode, the finale of that, Now It's Your Turn episode. That episode, I made a proclamation. I made it here in my videos on YouTube, and I said it on Twitter as well, and it caused a little bit of a stir because there was a lot of people that were agreeing, but then there was a lot of people that were disagreeing. And the statement I more or less said was that this episode truly has propelled My Hero Academia to becoming the new king of Shounen. And a lot of people was like, whoa, Fornev, what are you doing? Because I basically said, yo, it has finally reached or possibly even surpassed the era of the old big three. And what I mean by the era of the old big three, because a lot of people immediately say, you don't know what you're talking about, which I do know what I'm talking about, okay? I follow this religiously, alright? One Piece in Japan is always going to be that thing. So when I say that, I don't mean that, oh, My Hero has surpassed One Piece, because in Japan, One Piece is the biggest, has been the biggest for I don't know how many years now. It's been probably over a decade. One Piece just sells astronomically in comparison to everything else, okay? So when I say that statement, I'm not referring to Japan in particular. I'm not even necessarily referring to sales per se, because in their heyday, the big three, and I remember because I was checking it out, I remember there was Naruto volumes that week one would do close to 1 million. It would do like 900,000. Even on some of the weaker volumes, it would do 600,000, 700,000. So the sales that My Hero does in its first week, it'll do about like 200, 300, 400,000 at max. I don't think it's done 4 yet, but it's done about in the 300,000s or whatever. But when I say that, because people forget, the term Big Three was coined for the West, because at that time, around 2008, 2009, the three series that mainly got attention, nothing else really did, were Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach in the West again. So we're excluding Japan because, again, we know One Piece is the big one in Japan. There's a bunch of other series that come and go. We'll have, Seven Deadly Sins one year is getting close, and One Punch Man, and Tokyo Ghoul and all that. But at the end of the day, One Piece always reigns supreme. I'm talking about outside of Japan, the West, Europe, a lot of different places. My Hero Academia has truly become that thing, and I truly feel that because the impact alone that I've seen My Hero Academia sustain in comparison to a lot of other series that tried and kind of failed or just fell short of what it tried to do, My Hero has succeeded. I mean, just look at some of the series that came after the big three, or around the time of the big three, maybe a little bit after, or somewhere around there. They never really stood the test of time. Going into a little bit more, you've never seen a lot of these things trend or be that big on that scale or whatever. For example, a Fairy Tail, that was one where not only did it receive major hate towards the midway to the end, but Fairy Tail never really got to that level where, again, it's trending and the West is really just non-stop fairy tale, because a lot of it, again, was met with hate because of the writing of the series and things of that nature. And there's just many others that tried and never really succeeded to what My Hero is doing. Katekyo Hitman Reborn, awesome series, love that series. And by the way, this isn't shading any of these series or saying My Hero is better written or anything like that. We're just talking impact, because success, big three, all of that stuff was mainly impact and how well received and how popular these series are. Fairy Tail was very popular, but it didn't get to the level My Hero is at, where just everybody is not only praising it, but it's just the big talk of the town, and has been already for quite some time, ever since season 1 of the anime. It started bubbling. Even before that, the manga, everybody was betting this is the next big one, but then season 2 on, it has been on fire. And like I said, Fairy Tail, it had its run and it was pretty successful, but again, not on this level. Katekyo Hitman Reborn tried, never really got licensed over here. The anime, the manga failed, it didn't do the job. Beelzebub, another one, never got licensed over here. They tried, the anime didn't do well, and it failed, and so on and so forth. A lot of series have come and go trying to do what those series did, and to be honest with you, and I've said it before, in terms of being a big three, there will never be another big three per se. My Hero Academia, yeah, it has reached that level of what the big three was in a sense, but in terms of what that era was, that era is done. That ship has sailed. We'll never get that again, because again, we have a lot of series that have some popularity. One Punch Man, when it did its thing, you know, it was huge. It's been a while since, you know, the anime ended and a lot of the hype has died down, but My Hero Academia has managed to sustain that popularity, and that's something else that people forget, is that, yes, now we have a lot of series that get really popular. Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, One Punch Man, My Hero Academia, but if we look in terms of which ones are sustaining themselves even when the anime goes off air, it's kind of an interesting topic to discuss, because One Punch Man, while the volumes, I think, for the most part in the West sell well, One Punch Man, the hype has definitely died down. You could argue, hey, it's been a while since the anime went off air. My Hero Academia has had an anime every year, but One Punch Man, while it's still very successful, and the moment it comes back, it's going to be the big talk of the town again, One Punch Man isn't as hot as it was a few years ago. The 7 Deadly Sins, I think a big part of the 7 Deadly Sins, to be honest with you, I think the 7 Deadly Sins could have been one of the big dogs, possibly even surpassing what Fairy Tail did as well, but 7 Deadly Sins, Netflix has completely destroyed its chances of being that big dog in the West, because right now, for example, season 2 of the anime has been airing. I think they're like in the 20s already of the amount of episodes, and nobody's really talking about it because the only way to watch it is illegal means. And when we're in an era at this point where damn near every series that you want to see is on Funimation, Crunchyroll, coming out an hour after Japan, and Netflix is making everybody wait until like 6 months after it finishes airing, a lot of people just aren't that invested anymore into the 7 Deadly Sins. Again, I love the 7 Deadly Sins, but even me personally, I kind of fell off, because when it's so easy for me, when I want to watch anime, to just put on my device and say, okay, let's see, we got the new Boruto episode, we got the new Golden Kamuy, we got the new, you know, whatever it is, it's a little bit like, well, do I want to go through all the trouble at this point? And it's just a gray area at this point with going on and looking for anime and other methods. Nothing, you know what I'm saying? You do what you do at this point, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a little bit like, I think that was something that hurt the 7 Deadly Sins from becoming what it should have been. Tokyo Ghoul, now that the anime is back, it's kind of popping again, but even Tokyo Ghoul's hype has died down, and a lot of people were really turned off by season 2. And what I'm getting at with all of this, with a lot of those series that I mentioned, even Attack on Titan, when the anime came back again, it started revamping it, but it never, from what I've seen thus far, it hasn't regained that same level of popularity and that spark that it had after season 1 aired, because season 1, Attack on Titan, hands down, was one of the biggest things we've seen in a while. People said that that was a once in a decade type of explosion. I think Attack on Titan helped for a lot of other series to come through, because people were starting to look at anime again and being like, yo, what is this? What's going on? So Attack on Titan definitely helped, but again, it kind of died down. My Hero Academia, I feel, has definitely sustained itself. Another thing, it's a weekly series as far as the manga goes. A lot of these series, like, you know, Attack on Titan or One Punch Man, they have different release schedules or whatever. So My Hero Academia, I truly feel, has really reached that level. Is it exactly, you know, the popularity of like Naruto or whatever? That's hard to say, because at the end of the day, I think Naruto, the problem compared to where we're at now, which even though people like to diss TV and say TV is dead, cable is dead and all that stuff, that primetime slot that was in the West and around the world, being on at, like, you know, the afternoon when kids come home from school and be able to see it, that doesn't exist anymore. Anime really resides on the internet, aside from Toonami, which Toonami does the most bomb job that it possibly can, considering that it's midnight. Well, actually, it's, I think, 10:30 now that they play it, starting on Saturdays at 10:30 around there, where Toonami pops off or whatever. But even so, that's still hard to get a lot of the younger generation, and that's what really blows things up. People don't realize that whether it's music, anime, movies, TV, whatever, the young kids or whatever adding on to the fandom is what makes things pop. So, you know, now that we don't have that time slot anymore around the world again, because, you know, a lot of Cartoon Network, they went in a different direction. They don't do anime. Adult Swim and Cartoon Network do different things. We don't have that where Naruto or Dragon Ball Z, where they would come on at, you know, right after school, you get home and you immediately pop that on. We don't have that anymore. So it's a little bit difficult for anime to get that same spark. But in terms of you go online, which is where a lot of things are at now, that is the one series where everybody is already starting to be aware of it. It's like, oh, My Hero Academia, oh this, oh that, it's trending on Twitter, everybody is talking about it, it got a game, it has a movie coming out. That's where I feel as though My Hero Academia, in terms of the new generation of shonen, I'm not talking about, because One Piece is on a whole other tier at this point, you know, and it's been for a while, but it's just like, One Piece, yeah, it's always going to be a part of the big whatever. If there's 5 series that are the most popular right now, One Piece until its end, or unless it falls off dramatically, which I highly doubt that's happening, considering the last, I don't know, couple months of chapters have been some of the best we've had in years, which, how do you do that? 900 chapters and you still making better chapters than what you've done, you know, prior. That's crazy. But in terms of the newer generation, I feel as though My Hero Academia has truly brought forth something where it's like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Because it's that shonen that you love, a lot of things and core elements that shonen anime and manga bring forth, and it's still rocking, still popular, still kicking, and doing really incredible and major things, which is what makes me feel My Hero Academia, in terms of the newer generation, the Black Clovers and all that, My Hero has taken the crown and become kind of the king of shonen in the West for the newer ones. I'm not saying that it beats Naruto, or it's better than Naruto, or it's better than Bleach, or better than One Piece, or anything like that. In terms of the impact right now of the newer generation, My Hero got the sauce, and that's what I'm saying, baby. I'm really curious to see a lot of you guys' perspectives on this. If you disagree, let me know why. You know, great discussion there. Why do you feel that it's not the king, or it's not the big head honcho in the West? Or if you do agree, also let me know why. What do you think it is that makes My Hero the new big dog, the big dog of the shonen of this generation that have come out? Because there's a lot of series that, you know, are out. They come out every day. There's new series. Kimetsu no Yaiba is getting an anime. A lot of different stuff. But My Hero right now has the throne. It could lose it, you know what I'm saying? It could lose it within the next season. Maybe people don't really tune in that much anymore. People start losing interest, like what happened with Attack on Titan after a certain point, and, you know, things of that nature, which, don't get me wrong, Attack on Titan is still very popular. I'm just saying that it's not what it used to be in terms of popularity. And your overall thoughts of this is something that kind of been really on my mind about where is shonen anime and manga going right now? Who really got the sauce? And as of right now, I gotta give it to My Hero Academia, baby. We've come a long way. I've been following this author since his previous work, Sensei no Boge, aka Barrage, and to see My Hero doing the moves that it's making, getting that impact, and I think also it takes that moment, whether it's that arc or that moment or whatever, to really propel something into that next level. One Piece, Marineford is what made One Piece in 1 year. It did like 24 million sales or something like that, crazy. And I think the All for One, which is what I predicted for years now, once that got animated, it was going to propel it. And My Hero Academia, baby, it's here, and that's what I feel is the king of shonen. Let me know what you think. But that is all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, stalk my Facebook, and follow me on Twitch to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day. Making major moves, laughing at the haters lose. We don't give a fuck, virginity intact, cream stack. Paper rules, if you heard it, best believe that. But now it's whatever, one day I'll be your favorite, but never. No matter how you get it done.